Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing. What is the spiritual significance of the connection? We want to know that because a lot of times just knowing what the spiritual meaning or reason, I should say, for the connection, what are we supposed to learn? Once we learn the actual spiritual lesson, well, that's the way that you integrate the spiritual lesson to create balance. Then you're able to, shape shift your reality, but you can't go through traumatic experiences and not learn from the experience. Otherwise, we kind of hold on to that experience. And what we're holding on to really is the feelings, the emotions, the energy vibration is created from the emotion. See, again, the way that we manifest is through the thoughts that we think, the emotions that we have. But again, going through traumatic experiences that create negative emotions make a energetic imprint on our subconscious mind. And not until we learn the spiritual lesson, which means that we're going to go through that experience a few times, can we, like I said, shape shift the energy by integrating the spiritual lesson. You're doing something different, then you're able to transmute that negative energy. Just because the experience is happened a while ago and is done and over with doesn't mean that that emotional energy has dissipated. We hold on to that emotional energy again until we fully learn. It's just the way that our reptilian mind works. Our reptilian mind works in conjunction with the amygdala, which is that gland that senses outside stimuli that corresponds with any trauma that we've ever experienced. So we formed habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with those experiences. It was a perceived way that we try to create balance for ourselves. However, it's usually those habits and those behaviorisms that we formed in survival that are going to block us from manifesting. So, like I said, the readings have more of a therapy style to them, but there's a reason why. And I like to tell people this in the beginning of the reading because the channel is still growing. Obviously, I get new subscribers all the time. I want to thank all my old subscribers, though. I want to thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. But I also like to, like you said, welcome the new subscribers and give them a little bit of a background about the channel. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you can find in the description box, including the word of the video. You'll need to write that in the description box, in your comment bar, not description box, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. All directions on what to do thereafter, just go to the description box. Um, and all our other important links. All right, let's jump in. It was feel like I forget something to tell you guys something. Trying to fit it all in, but I know it's like the boring part like, of this. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. It's disappointments. It's disappointments. Well, I feel like obviously you're in connection with someone that you're like, all you do is disappoint me. It's like any chance you had to come back and rectify this, you choose not to. And really, what disappoints you is that this person has so much pride, that they have such a big ego that they're willing to throw away and destroy the connection because of their pride. It's like you thought this person was better than that. It's like this person knows that they didn't treat you right. They made you wait for an apology. Like there's a bit of an arrogance there of who they think that they are, but when you look at them, they really don't have nothing to be able to really treat you that way. It's again, they enjoyed to treat you that way, and I just feel like disappointed. And I feel like when you met this person, they were attached to somebody else, but I feel like they like this attachment. They tend to be with people that are insecure. That's what this person, is comfortable with. Like I said, is attachments, people that they don't really have to give that much to. Somebody that likes to feel superior. And attachments are people that usually are doing so much in the connection, and that this person emotionally doesn't show up for them. And maybe they pay, maybe they make good money. They do something that is, and usually that codependent trauma bond connection is where one person is paying all the bills and the other person is emotionally making the connection actually work. But the person that's emotionally never getting is not happy, is someone that is berating that person all the time. It's like where two people feel like they're bound to each other, where they need each other. That's what this person is used to. They're used to attachments, and when where they're the only person that's really benefiting. You again saw that because attachment is all about codependency. And so only insecure people do that. And that's this person. But they didn't act insecure. I feel like if anything, they acted the opposite way. Again, because they feel like they don't feel like they fit in with anyone. It's like this person's like a rebel without a cause. Okay, they're a rebel without a cause, just creating problems for no apparent reason, just to kind of appear different, like they don't want to come across as feeling inadequate. They don't want to come across as like that they're afraid of relationships. So instead, they're going to be rebellious. They're going to, like be someone that every little thing which you want, they're going to confront. But if you confront this person about anything, well, it's again, they're going to get triggered. So it's all about like a one-sided connection where like you would be pushed into submission, like someone that, you're not allowed to share your opinions. They want you to go along with whatever they want you to go along with. They don't want you to have your own power. And I feel like Scorpio, that's the whole thing. You're someone that does own your power. You're someone that does feel good about yourself. This person knows that. They feel that you have a very high vibration, that you are a high vibration. And so, again, they kind of want to benefit from your energy where they don't really want to give you anything, which would push you into a place of submission, but then you're supposed to be their savior. You're supposed to fix them, you know, you're supposed to do this. But no matter how much time and energy and emotion and everything that you would give to this person, it would never be enough. They're an empty well. They have to, again, get attention. They need the spotlight on them all the time. They need to feel important, you know? And that's the thing. It's like, I feel as if you're someone that is not insecure. This person wants to push you into a place of being a victim by constraining you because they are insecure. So it's not like they don't have feelings for you, but instead of them acting like they had feelings for you, they created a lot of illusions. They tried to, again, by being a troublemaker. And I feel like the troublemaker was emotionally trying to like mess you up by stonewalling you, talking to other people, trying to scare you, trying to again give you so little that again that clearly you would say something. Give time. And this person needs the attention. They need like they're important. They want to seem as if like a spotlight is on them or something like that, like as if they're, I want to say like famous, but like someone that is very well respected, someone that is, someone that's really important. This is how this person really wants to be perceived. And so they create the dynamic of that. So instead of being in a relationship, a transparent relationship with you, what do? They come in and they don't give you anything. They act superior again, and they do this by by being self-righteous, and then when it comes to the relationship, acting like they don't care. So you're supposed to hold on to somebody that acts like they don't care. It's like, no, they're going to be rebellious and they're going to be a troublemaker, and they're going to be a troublemaker because they need to get attention from a lot of people. And so it becomes extremely draining because what you feel like is that this person is always trying to get over on you because they're inconsistent. And they're inconsistent because, again, they have to get attention from a lot of different people. And it's all about them dominating the connection, which is somebody that is like just I don't want to say narcissist, but it's like oh, like the thing is that this person doesn't take any accountability for anything that they do. It's not like you don't tell this person or haven't told this person. It's like they don't want to be accountable. Instead, what they're going to do is they're going to ghost, they're going to stonewall you, they're going to give you so little, they're going to try and scare you by talking to other people, by making sure that they get all this attention from other people so that they are perceived as this big, important person, a person of quality when they're not. And you also feel like they really never let go of that past lover. Now, that doesn't mean that they're having a relationship with them, but on an emotional level, what you see is that this person tries to pretend that they're actually so caring and so to the point that they go out of their way for the past lover. But I'm feeling like the past lover like had had enough of their crap too. It got to a point where now that they're in separation, this person doesn't want to seem like the bad guy. So they're always going to go out of their way and be accountable. But to you, you're not getting anything. To you, you're like, but you're in this relationship. You already messed up that relationship. And by not giving me anything, you're messing up this relationship. And so, this person doesn't care. Instead, what they do is they have a lot of attachment problems, codependent problems. And part of that is again the unhealthy choices, the substances, whether that's drinking too much, doing drugs, like checking out, not showing up for themselves, which is why they feel a lot more comfortable with that, karmic, where I feel like that karmic, the relationship is over. They're not in the relationship with that person, but it's still, that person can still manipulate them through guilt, can still manipulate them. So what it is your person doesn't want to seem like the bad guy, and they're going to go high and above for that past person, even though that relationship is over, just to try to kind of show you too, hey, I can do it. I'm just not going to do it for you. Again, so they're always doing something to try to get an emotional reaction out of you because they're emotionally starving you and they think that you don't know what they're doing. when you do, you see right through their illusions. You know that they're insecure. That's why they can't be transparent with you. That's why they have to say things and do things to try to get a reaction out of you. Where you're like, no, you like this person is just, again, avoidant. And that's the thing. It's like they don't want to look at anything that they do. And you just feel like this person had had a hard time of letting go of the past and the fears associated with it. So they manifest in chaos in their relationships, but you also has had a hard time of letting go of the past of people that have came into your life that have been like this, emotionally not available. This person's emotionally not available. Whenever we see avoidance and the fact that they're not going to be accountable and they're not going to do it, and by again doing drugs, by again talking to other people, by being inconsistent, all this is intermittent like manipulation, which is a very narcissistic trait. It's somebody that is wants to win at any cost. This is a person that's going to try and wear away your self-esteem, where they're doing it again by being deceiving. Now, when a person doesn't know who they are, and we said that before, they don't know who they are. They feel out of tune and like out of tune with the world, kind of like living in a world of their own. So they created this persona, which is rebellious, needing to appear different, more different than someone that is insecure. No, their alter ego is to be rebellious, and it's going to come out in the way of being self-righteous, of acting more superior, again, of wanting to get the attention, and all the while by putting you into a place of submission, which is doing everything that this person wants and thinking that you're going to assume that, this person is eventually going to come back and do the right thing, which you didn't. And the problem is that this person assumed that you were going to fall for their little games, that they were going to wear you down to a little nub, because that's what all these games are. When a person is coming in and out of your life, when they are, they're strategizing, they're deceiving, they're creating illusions, they're doing everything to avoid the connection. They're not being transparent with you. We saw it through many different ways. So at this point, it's like you walked away because you're like, I can't, I'm going to be in a connection with a person that's going to make me feel powerless. When really they have no power. They become powerless when you walked away. And that's why you were like, I'm not going to stay powerless. Because you want me to dominate me, like I don't have a voice, like you're allowed to treat me however the hell you want to treat me. And, you got another thing coming. It's like you feel like, well, you've gone through trauma before, and you don't want to go through more trauma in your life. And this person obviously has a lot of unresolved trauma, and they continue to take it out on you, but you recognize that you wouldn't have been able to pull this person into your life unless you had unresolved trauma, where it's again, and that which is that the person just wants to be in an unfair connection. They want it to be one-sided connection. That's what it is. That's what it was like dealing with this person. They really thought who they were. Now let's see how they feel now. Let's see again what the healing that needs to be done, and what they feel now, what they're going to do now. And then obviously why you attracted this person into your life. Okay, so they still feel inadequate. Well, obviously, because you walked away. They didn't expect you to walk away. Like I said, this person really thought who they were. And that's the problem when you're so busy creating personas and strategizing. This person misjudged you. So really, You didn't, they always felt inadequate, but now they feel even more inadequate because you didn't react the way that they thought that you would. This person is jealous, so they're actually want to try and make you jealous. That's the irony. It's like they would love to make you jealous somehow, but they already tried to make you jealous. You didn't react, and by you not reacting, you disconnected, and by you disconnected, and by not being affected, that's what they perceive. Then they're like, now they're jealous. That's everything that this person tried to do to you kind of went back onto them. That's the kicker. It's again, which is making them angry because, like you said, that's not what they wanted. The last thing that they wanted was, for you to like rip the mask off. They created a facade, and that facade is that they're rebellious, that they don't need love, that they're again, that they're so desirable, that they're again, the spotlight's on them, that they don't need you, that they're more superior than you. They did all this, and really, you're not affected. You were supposed to be affected. You were supposed to react emotionally. They're not happy with the fact that you didn't react emotionally. If anything, it's like I said, it's making them mad because the narcissist is only happy if, you're going to react, if you're in pain. You can't show this person that you're not affected and that you're disconnected and you're going to live a happily ever after without this person when they feel inadequate, where they were hoping to jump on your bandwagon and and siphon off some of your energy because they did know who you were. They just didn't want to give you that due. No, they didn't want to make it as if you belonged. But really, this person does feels as if they don't belong anywhere. They're imbalanced. And they, again, so because they're imbalanced, they try to put you in a place of disempowerment. Because again, this person it feels disempowered. So when a person feels disempowered because they're not embodying any type of energy that's going to feed them energy, that happens when we're doing what we love. That happens when we're connected to people that we love. That's when we are living authentically, right? When we're living in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, the laws of the universe are all the same thing. So again, when we're living in alignment with that, it means we're living with our true stuff, our higher self. We're living our bliss. And that's what's really filling us. This person doesn't get their energy from that. They get energy from beating people down, from stonewalling them, from gaslighting them, playing a lot of different games that really are so toxic that intermittent manipulation creates brain damage. It creates major trauma because of the person's always triggering abandonment, and again, and they're doing it in a psychic way. It's like you just got tired of it. It's like that this person just has too many things. Again, because of their lack, because of their fear of rejection. I feel like this person tried to reject you before you rejected them because you intimidate them. And again, you didn't want a relationship that was just connection, like physical connection. But when we ask, what is this person doing now? Like I said, I feel like they're still doing what they were doing, which is they're still in a place of lack. They're still a person that's intimidated by you because what they see is that you're not budging, you're not moving, you're not changing. This person wanted to, if anything, they wanted to reject you. It's not okay that you rejected them. There's a sense if they come back into your life that they think that you're going to reject them. They just thought they just thought that you would come back. They just thought I feel like this person like took your kindness for weakness and took it to the extreme that they didn't realize when you let go. And now what they're realizing is, wow, this person has not been in my life for a long time. This person does not want to be in my life anymore. They're actually seeing that. But what we see is that they're not healthy enough to really have a relationship. So we can look and see what this person um, wants or what they really think or what they're going to do, but it doesn't, we do that to appease our ego because unless the person gets help, gets real healing help for themselves, you know, they would always look for someone to make them feel better about themselves because they feel insecure. They would, in order for them to feel secure in a relationship, the relationship has to be like unfair, where they are dominating you, where you're giving up your power. And they're pretty much able to be inconsistent and still get a lot of attention from other people and still act superior. So that's the problem. So we can look and see what they're going to do, but we know is that it doesn't matter unless they get healing. I do this because we have an ego, which is I'm afraid of losing you. Where it now you might say, well, they did everything to lose me. Exactly. And that's somebody that feels that they're not deserving of you. That's someone that self-sabotages the connection. They have a psychological reversal. This person thought you were going to chase them. They thought you were going to get affected. They misjudged your kindness for weakness. That's what happened. This person was delusional because this is normally the games that they play. They thought you were gonna act the same. You didn't act the same. I didn't mean what I said. So I feel like that's how this whole thing started. This person would overcompensate and they would again just give you very little, wanting you to like crave more, wanting you to give more. That's not what happened. And then when you called them out on it, they were self-righteous. They were arrogant. And again, my way, the highway. They didn't mean what they said. Now they're looking back and they're saying, "Wow, I was the toxic person." But I feel like they were prideful, and that's why they didn't look at it. So there's still a telepathic bond is what they see. I wish I could fix things between us. So down deep inside that this person like is like the irony is that they self-sabotage the connection. I can't stand the thought of you being with someone else. It's again, this person is going to make a self-fulfilling like prophecy. And the reason why is because they're not willing to give up their unhealthy habits and behaviors. So, do they have feelings for you? Yeah, but they have so many self-sabotaging behaviorisms due to, again, not feeling like adequate themselves. And that's the thing. It's like, so even though they have feelings for you, um, it would always be repetitive, like just repetitive cycles. Like this person would get out of a relationship, come back into the relationship, and do the same thing. It would be a karmic loop. That's what it was saying. Like it's the same exact karmic thing because this person needs to heal, and the way that they would heal is actually to heal those unhealthy habits and behaviorisms that were created from the trauma, which create the self-sabotaging behaviorisms. So again, even though there's this telepathic bond, it doesn't matter. This person gets in their own way. And where it's again that where they didn't mean what they said, but where's the apology? Where is the that? It's like that's the thing. This person um doesn't do that. It's like they didn't do it. It's like they're stuck in the place of their childhood wounds, that are really influencing this person's actions. So again, they're prideful, they have a big ego, they have a lot of childhood trauma. And so that childhood trauma of not believing they're worthy of love. Again, it said it all through this of what they know. They know that they're not good enough for you, which is why they actually wanted to like set up this dynamic to be in a relationship that's unfair. It's a way that you would never be able to betray them, but understand this person continues to act like they don't care when deep down that they do, and that they ran away from you because they really know that they would have to change certain habits, certain behaviorisms, that they'd have to level up, but it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. It's like they're suffering in silence because it's again, this person like sees you everywhere. Like it's like I feel like they thought walking away from you was gonna be easy for them. And what they see is no, they're ashamed of how they treated you, and they are filled with regret. And there's feelings, but they, just have unwillingly sabotaged this connection. So, there's a sense that they feel like they can't fix it. They get emotional when they think of you. And I think that it did push them into a spiritual awakening. But this person like sabotaged the connection. They need healing. They know that they need healing. But they do have feelings for you. So when you're saying, oh, like they have feelings for me, but they treated me mean, yes, because they feel inadequate. So I feel like your confidence, your light triggers this person, is your confidence. They are only comfortable in like codependent and attachment connections, one-sided connections. So you would have to give up your power to be with this person. And what we see is that they continue to try and push it to the extreme, to the point that the relationship broke. And now they're like, I don't know how to fix it. So we not just see all this behavior, but we see coward. That the person in the end is like, after doing this, someone that has courage, someone that really loves and is ready to love, surrenders their ego, says, I'm sorry. No, this person knows what they did is wrong, but they again made you wait. They don't want to have to be the one to apologize. They were hoping again, eventually you would just like deal with it. And what see is that no, that's not what happened. So that it's again, they're getting their karma because the karma is you're not in their life and it bothers them. It's like they're constantly faced, not just reminders of you, but reminders of how they treated you. They're ashamed. So they think of you, they're ashamed because they know that they sabotaged this connection for really no reason. Just because they wanted to seem more superior. They wanted to seem so important. They wanted to keep the mask on to the point that you were like, knew that that was just a mask, and you were like, but you're still not even giving me anything, so I don't care. So we say you attracted this person again. Look at this oppression. This is exactly what this person did. So the childhood wound being brought up by a parent that held your energy down, oppressed you. And that could have been through abuse where that parent just was so, you know, consumed with their own problems that they oppressed you, or they didn't like when you again really spoke your truth and really, you know, sometimes parents acted as if children should be seen, not heard, or that children don't really know. But oppression is definitely, again, like this is an ugly energy. The person's stepping on this person's head. You know what I mean? It's like keeping them down, but in a way that's so degrading. It's again like you're not deserving of anything. And that's the same energy that this person did. You're not deserving of anything. You need to be subservient to me. Again, I'm going to step on your head. It's like that's literally saying I'm like important and you're a piece of crap. That's that behavior. It's again making a person feel shame. That's abuse, psychological reverse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse of shame, not good enough, not worthy. It's again needing to be fixed, someone that's broken. So again, being made to feel this way. These are the inner childhood wounds. So it's being oppressed because you were bad. It's again, and when really what was imbalanced was the environment. Yeah, you went to school and there was dinner, but it was chaotic. And it was chaotic because of that parent that needed to be so dominant where they oppressed you. Because a parent that needs to oppress, usually that's how they were raised. They weren't allowed. So when a person wasn't allowed to have their unique unfoldment process, find who they are. And that's usually by having parents that are supportive and supportive in every way, financially as well, well, then, when parents are doing that, person grows up strong. They grow up strong within themselves. Oppressed means, again, that everything was controlled. Like you didn't have an opinion, you didn't have a right. So, yes, you can live like that, but it's like jail. That's what it feels like. So, you have to really trust your intuitiveness. You have to, because what you uh, feel is, I can't trust my environment. Now, you might say, I didn't trust myself either because I had shame, but the higher self is the God part of self, which is all knowing and it always knew. So, and it's what kept you safe. And so, even if the environment wasn't pleasurable, isolation alone, like you again having to heal alone, having to go through things alone, because again, there was no support. If there was support, it was controlled, and it was so controlled that it was stifling. And any opinion that you had, as I said, you were made to feel ashamed, not worthy, and it filled you with rage because it's again, because someone that's taking your power away from you, that's what that's going to feel like. That's this could also be like a bullying parent. It could be a bullying parent. It could be a parent that's a narcissist that just didn't allow you to have your own unique identity. They said, this is who you are. And anytime like you try to express who you are, it made you feel bad. That's not who you are. Like that's a bit bad. That's not good enough. Again, projecting their views onto the child. So again, that's another reason why. Nevertheless, growing up in an environment with a parent that is again oppressing you, shaming you, keeping you stuck in this place of shame would make you still very angry. Yes, very intuitive, but very angry and almost comfortable living in chaos because not saying that you liked it, but it's familiar energy. And as well as dealing with everything by yourself is also that energy, like having to heal in isolation, having to, work things out in isolation. That's what children do. When children don't feel safe in their environment and they go through problems, they have to figure things out on their own. They go into isolation. So again, as an adult, you getting rid of people in your life, not taking support, going into isolation to heal where again, because your intuition, but then this person made you deliberately tried to make you angry because they knew, well, again, you were already treated badly. So because you were treated badly, I can treat you badly. So maybe you shared this with this person. They feel like you had things in common, but they felt like it was okay to treat you this way because they knew that you were treated this way before, but you didn't allow it. You just let go. They thought you were going to put up with all their games, and you didn't. So now they're ashamed because they know that you know how they treated you. It's like they're looking back on themselves. That's why they're filled with regret. And so this connection was to help you release limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, to free yourself, again, from those core beliefs and being brought up by a person that's oppressing you, again, in a degrading way. Well, that's, again, person that's also making you feel like you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that shamed you so that you're bad, where spirit says, you know, it's time to release those to release yourself from those limiting beliefs because they're holding you back from love, from experienced love. Really, again, to help you transform. Believe it or not, there's a relationship to help you transform by, again, integrating this spiritual lesson, which is, I feel like intuitively you knew this. That's why you were like, nope, I'm not going to be with a person that gives nothing. And really, Spirit says it's all about the grand journey. It was all experiences, good or bad, shapes your soul's evolution. So it's, again, it was to help you learn and to grow, to, again, by busting the chains, those limited beliefs, to help you transform into a better version of yourself, right? Into more, to help you restore you back to energy of unconditional love, because that's your natural born energy, is unconditional love. You are love. The spiritual blocks are just the core beliefs from the experiences. So again, unless we kind of enter back into a similar experience that awakens those wounds, we wouldn't be aware that they were there. And it's really, again, so that you can be a clear conduit for spirit to work through, because when you're co-creating with the universe is working through you. And because the universe is known as prana, chi, spirit, well, again, that breath is a spirit. It's, again, working through us. So when we're putting our energy towards creating ourselves, becoming ourselves, you know, that really a lot of times is when we're going to meet people and draw situations into our life that helps awaken these old wounds and gives us a chance to heal them, so that we can, again, become clearer, to receive more energy, to be able to manifest again, so that we can ultimately restore ourselves back into the energy again of unconditional love. The spirit leaves us off with one more message, and that message is acceptance. Accept every step that life presents with you without resistance. Try to find out what the universe is trying to teach you so that you can grow, advance in the freedom on the path of light. So it's, again, part of this was for you to accept, and another is to realize that you're the light, that always have hope no matter the ordeal, have faith in a better future, turn darkness into light, which is what you did by integrating the spiritual lesson, and open your heart to others and to God, and mainly to become spiritually strong so that you can draw the light to you and shine with all of your being, and that's by giving and receiving of love. So Spirit says those are the two things: acceptance and turn shadow into light. It's, again, like, yeah, like this was not the best connection. No, it wasn't. But you went through it with acceptance, and you learned the spiritual lesson, and that's going to allow you to draw better energies into your life, better experiences into your life that are going to help you transform you even more on the path, so that, again, you can become restored to your God-given energy of unconditional love. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.